Hey guys, welcome back to the channel. My name's Tom. I'm a full-time eBay reseller and a stay-at-home dad for Judah and my other 5 kids. I have 6 kids. And we just went to O'Hare Airport at 5 o'clock on the Saturday before Christmas and dropped people off at the International Gate. And it was as comically busy as you can imagine. It was insane. So they are off on their way to parts unknown, worlds beyond, and we stopped at Morris Goodwill, where he and I have both had some luck before. Let's get in there and see if we can make some money.
Yep.
So first things first, I went to the bathroom to as soon as we got here. Let's see what Judah found. Probably nothing good.
But like these are basketball shoes.
I mean, we can look them up.
Yeah, and then these I saw these and they like are pretty unique, so I thought I might just
we can definitely
pick them up.
Yeah. And are they $5?
Yeah. And then these
are nice looking, look like vintage.
Yeah. And like they're size 12, so if they don't
from
sell
9 or something that's that old from 2009, you definitely want to check and make sure the wheel the heel wear, and then bend that. Make sure that they're not going to break when you bend the yeah, so we can comp those. So this shirt, Jones, New York, is not necessarily anything that I know anything about, but it's made in Hong Kong, which means it's probably vintage. It's got that real good Aztec look, and so $12 though. Gosh, I didn't realize it was that expensive. If it was less, I'd be picking it up for sure. I think it's probably $20-25 plus shipping, but $12 is a lot for that. The last time we were here 6-8 months ago, we did really well with the toys section. My brother wants me to buy these $4 a piece for horseshoes. Holy cow. If this is complete, I'm picking it up for my kids. They lost some of the pieces to their chess set, but if you find these older pressmen and they're in good shape and they're complete, you might be surprised. They'll throw a comp or 2 up. What else is over here? Harry Potter is not worth anything. I look it up from time to time because I'm convinced that it should be worth something. Wakanda Forever, no. Sometimes movie tie-in monopolies can do well, but I don't think that was one of them. The Goodwill, The First Christmas, easy to use pieces, floor puzzle, sliders, sorry, 2008. I was about to not make a video at all, even though I gave you guys the intro, but then I found something. So like if you look, these are men's pants. They're walls, they're not fantastic. And like we're finding Harley Davidson t-shirts for $25 and stuff. Judah found this great Harley shirt for $13. Good grief. What'd you find, Judah?
Found a Harley Davidson shirt, Las Vegas, for $17.
All right, I think we're done.
That is comically expensive.
It's a used t-shirt for $17. This Tommy, like, might be good. It's made in Mexico. It's definitely vintage, but I haven't had much luck selling Tommy. Just throwing it on the floor. But $14.99 Carhartt. Now these are boys 12s, but they are double knee overalls. So Carhartt, and they're in really nice shape. We'll put up some comps for a sealed Attack of the Clones VHS. They're asking $9.99, and it's a resale. It's not an original seal because it wouldn't have that if it was a resale. So this is used, and it is junk, and it wouldn't be worth $10 if it was what they thought it was. And you saw me tell Judah to do the bend test on some shoes. These are on the rack with the heels absolutely coming off of them. So you got to check condition on shoes. Yeah, those are like, they look new and then they're just absolutely falling apart. These are cool looking. They're nothing. What are these? Vibram Souls, or these Bellevilles or something. They're very small. So this place is a crazy mess.
This one was $20 without the remote, so I didn't show it to you.
Yeah.
And it's not recognizable.
Right. RCA isn't nearly as good anyway. That Sony is the better shot, but not. Still no. VHS, $7. Ooh, that has DVR built in. But we're not gonna buy it. This has digital video recorder. This has the clamp on the bottom, most of the clamp. It doesn't have the whole clamp. An interesting hot plate thing. Miro. Some pewter cups. Owls. Anything? Nothing. Whole bunch of vintage Christmas and Halloween for that matter. But it's such a stinking mess. Yeah, it is a little weird. Holy cow, you guys. I'm still wearing the Bears hat, but it's simply ceremonial at this point. Welcome back to Mod and Pop Thrift. My name's Tom. I'm a full-time eBay reseller, kind of, and I'm a stay-at-home dad for my 6 kids. My sales have been abysmal except for that one big spike, and we can talk about that. Right now I have 16 to ship for $452. Some pretty good sales in here, but a lot of junk. We got some goals to set for next year. I don't think I'm going to do like a year in review thing. This was not a year to be worth reviewing, I don't think, but we're going to set up 25 to be pretty fantastic, I think. Make some big leaps forward. Yeah, so look at this mask. I don't think that I've made a video since this mask sold. I showed you guys me picking it up at $70. And I knew it was really, 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 really good. I listed it on auction, and I'll put the unsold auction thing up there. I think I listed it for like $265 and it went no bid. So then I listed it for $460 and it sold in a couple of days to a buyer in London. And the buyer in London is actually a person who is a professor at a university, and he focuses on comic books and their effects on pop culture and stuff. So that was pretty cool. It feels like it's going to the person that it should be with. And it went eBay international shipping, which means that it's gone from Peoria, Illinois to Glendale Heights, Illinois, and it has left Glendale Heights, Illinois. So if it catches on fire, shows up as a dead cat, it does not matter what happens to this package. Now it isn't on me anymore, it's on eBay. So that's what I love about international shipping. Once they open the box and they're like, yep, that's what it's supposed to be, then I wash my hands of it. If the buyer just decides they changed their mind, credit card, callback, any of that, it's not my problem. eBay owns it. So until the buyer owns it. And so that is fantastic. While we are on the subject, I want to interject here with the things that sold that were expensive and kind of a pain in the butt to ship. The big, huge day I had of sales, that was the spike, included some bicycle rims, which is not the kind of thing I would necessarily recommend messing with, because they were really a pain in the butt to ship. And they were listed for a long time because they sold for $72, but then the buyer had to spend $85 in shipping and $11 in sales tax. So they came up to $166.94. I made estimates when I told you the numbers, but then after fees and shipping, I made $94. I went to a garage sale and found a Cannondale bike that I was able to pull lots of parts off of and sold for parts. I ended up scrapping the frame because it wasn't, like, the sell-through was absolutely zero and there were others listed, and it was going to be a pain in the butt to ship. And without any hope of it ever selling, I thought, I'm just not going to mess with this. Well, I didn't realize, this is why I do free shipping on a lot of things, is because the guy who sent me a very low ball offer, I had him for like 125. He sent 75 and said the shipping was really, really high. And he was right. The shipping was $85, but the shipping label cost me $41. So if I had priced those at $125 free shipping, I would have made money and I would have made a sale a lot faster. I made $94. I would have made significantly less money, but I would have made the sale a whole lot faster. These are going to a guy who sells parts. Like, his whole store is full of old bicycle parts. But I had to go to U-Haul and buy a box, and it was like $6. So, I mean, I made some good money, but shipping to rims is not the most fun in the world. Delivered today to Ocean City, New Jersey at 1 o'clock. So hopefully everything went peachy okay with that. And then the other one was another international sale where this one I should have sold it without the box, but I found it with the box, and I hate to sell stuff without the box. It was a Pixar train, and it was older, and I had it listed for like $100, and I had it listed for like a year and a half, and eventually I ended up coming clear down to $40 because somebody wanted it for $40, and they're like, oh, I didn't realize the shipping was that high. And so then they didn't buy it, but I left the price marked down at $40, hoping that somebody would buy it with plus shipping. And somebody did buy it, international. And so they paid $39 plus $20 shipping to Glendale Heights, and then it's going. It ended up going to China, I think. Yeah, to China. And after we paid everything, it cost me $16.50 to ship, and I ended up making $32 on that. And I think I paid $16, so really I doubled my $16. I thought this thing was amazing when I bought it a year and a half ago, and if I had to do it over again, I would probably have sold the train without the box, because the box was so huge that it was like 38 by 14 by 8 or something in the box that I ended up shipping it in. So it I could have sold it in a much smaller box and sent it ground advantage for $10 instead of what the price would have been to ship this thing to California as opposed to an international buyer buying it at. Anyway, I wanted you guys to see those. So I had that one day that was $700 and it included that $500 mask, the $160 bicycle tires, and this $40 train. And so, but my rest of my days have been abysmal because I'm not working that hard, because it's Christmas and my kids are all sick. Let's get into some what's sold here. I made a mess just pulling things, so bear with me a minute. R.L. Stine, we pay 50 cents a piece for soft cover books at my Goodwills. It is pouring rain. R.L. Stine, Fear Street. This was one I bought like 40 of them. So I paid like $20 for 40 of them, and a bunch of them weren't worth selling individually. This one ended up being worth selling individually. $13.99 free shipping. R.L. Stine, Fear Street. If you can get them for not much money, Goosebumps, if you can get them for not much money. The Fear Streets have done better than I've ever done with Goosebumps, though. So I would not necessarily have expected that. Goosebumps can be really, really good, but I say they're more common than Fear Street. And so if you can find Fear Street, I've done really, really well with it. I paid $1 a piece. I remember it was $1 a piece. And these are Department 56 as memory serves. Yep. A long, long time ago for these. Oh, these were at the Everything's $1 garage sale, September 2023. So it's been around that long. Made it through 2 Christmases and finally sold for $10.99 plus shipping. I bought like 6 of them, and this is the last one. I bought 6 that were in this box. There was like a snowman and a Mrs. Claus, and I had 2 or 3 Mr. Santa Clauses too. Spider-Man. This guy sold, and then immediately the person asked to cancel. So then I listed it again, and it sold again. Heavily articulated. The reason I had a bunch of action figures, the reason that I looked this guy up special and didn't just throw him in a lot, articulated toes, jointed fingers on a figure this small, that kind of articulation tends to lean towards being a more valuable figure. $20 free shipping. These books, Baker's Best, as it turns out, Baker is a guy from Peoria, Illinois, and these were published in Leroy, Illinois, which is about an hour from here. I am not familiar with Rick Baker, a writer, father, husband, and sportsman and chef, but his face does look familiar. I bet you guys will be able to tell me who he is. This is volume 1 and volume 3 of books that he wrote. Stories probably from his career, I think. Select essays of Rick Baker. Anyway, these looked interesting at a garage sale where books were $1, so I comped them. They seemed to do well enough, and they did sell for $20 free shipping, and I'm $2 in. My friends, I went to an estate sale and happened to run into some folks from church at the estate sale, and they were like, "Oh, what are you looking for?" And I'm like, I resell stuff, so I'm looking for anything that has value. And we talked about, buying and selling stuff. And her husband does it a little bit, and he and I talked a little bit about and then I found this, and I was like, sometimes these Mickey blankets can do really well. And he's like, I really like to negotiate. And I've said to you guys a handful of times, I don't. I tend to not negotiate. And so I got a hold of it, or I was like, it's not priced, and I'm not negotiating on the price. And he's like, he went up and told them that he was interested, and they told him 5, and he's like, how about 2? And then brought it back to me, and he's like, it was $2. So I paid $2 for it. It sold for $33, free shipping. I was seeing on it some damage that I didn't remember being on it, and so I clicked out of recording to bring up the pictures to make sure that it actually did, that I had reported that damage and it didn't get snagged on something in here. And looking there now, I can see that I did show that damage and put read in the title so that people know to look beyond. And then normally what I'll do with read in the title is, please see all the pictures because there's damage. This glass vintage percolators can do really, really well. Etched glass kitchenware does pretty well. So I wasn't familiar with this thing at all when I found it. SCM, which is the name of that company, is not what you would think. Proctor Selects. Anyway, this is a percolator with nice fancy glass. So I comped it and it was $4.99 at Goodwill. I was pleasantly surprised to find out that I could sell it for $40 plus shipping, and it sold in a couple of weeks. Somebody was retiring from eBay and sold me all the things in their store for $400, and it was like 500 or 600 pieces, and most of it was like the leftover crap that you would expect, like knives that are not really worth anything, but I'm less than $1 a piece into them. Together they sold for $17.99 plus shipping, so the buyer's all in at $21. The sweater did get pulled. It's right over here. Sweater, $15 plus shipping. Embassy Row hand knit is not something that I'm familiar with, but it's 100% pure wool, and it's got a decent pattern to it. This has been around a long time. I will pretty well always comp something that says hand knit 100% wool, even if it's made in China, because I probably paid $4 for this at Goodwill a year and a half ago, and it's sold for 15, which is reasonable profit, 15 plus shipping, but it's not. I wouldn't have expected, I wouldn't buy it if I expected it to sit around for a year. Went to Goodwill the other day with my wife. We didn't make a video, I don't think. And we picked up My Little Ponies for 3 bags for $4.99 a piece. So I'm in them for 15 bucks. There were some vintage ones that I could see in the mixed lot bags. And so the vintage G1 ones sold for 20 something. Free shipping. I'll put it up. You can see it's already shipped. So here's how much money I made on that. And I'm $15 into all of them. These also sold for 25 plus shipping. And this is the newer ones. And they're not in fantastic shape. There's just a bunch of them. So it's 24 figures for $24.99. And it sold immediately on when I listed it on December 21st, 22nd. Anyway, it was a Saturday evening. Mail didn't run on Sunday, obviously. And then Tuesday was Christmas Eve. And they were like, is there any way you can have this? What they bought it and then put in the notes, not messaged me directly, put in the notes, what extra do I need to pay in order to ensure that I can get this by Christmas Eve? Well, that was like 1 day in transit Amazon crazy ship time. By the time you figure that Sunday, and if I was able to ship it still after 5 o'clock on Saturday night, and while I was headed out of town, I had to take friends to O'Hare Airport on the weekend before Christmas from Peoria. So that was a whole day trip. Super fun. Judah went with me. We got Giordano's Chicago style deep dish pizza, which was fun, but it prevented me from being able to take care of the customer who bought these the first time. Not that I really wanted to bust my butt for somebody who's shopping for Christmas presents to be shipped on the 21st. I'm like, I'm not here to play that game. My brother is reasonably intelligent and will not play that game. So he closes his store. He's like, vacation mode from every year, from the 19th to the 26th, vacation mode. I am not dealing with people saying, you have to ship this tomorrow so that I can get it because I couldn't shop on time. I think that makes sense. I mean, obviously you're forfeiting some sales, but also it's a headache and it's a part-time thing for him. So he's not going to put up with that silliness. Rivian, man, I am killing with some Rivian stuff. This hat I paid $1.99 for. I suspect East Peoria Goodwill didn't even know what it was, because if you just look at the front of it, but then it does say Rivian on it. I think it's made of some special, like, all organic, 100% organic cotton, but it's made in China, so it's not as if that helps it be eco-friendly or something. Sold for $16 plus shipping, and the buyer sent me a $9 offer. I straight up declined. They sent me a $10 offer. I straight up declined. That made them a watcher, and I always send offers to watchers, so I sent them a 10% off, which would have put it at $17.99, down from the $19.99 that it was, and then they came at $16, and I'm like, okay, that's a reasonable price. I will take that. But if they had come back at 12 on top of their 9 and 10, I probably would have just blocked them. There it is. We bought this turtle Zord that is Power Rangers, and this is a piece of it, and I've sold several pieces of it, and I still have a bunch of pieces of it left. I made my money on it. If you look right here, there are things you would press gold and plastic, gold tone plastic trim pieces. I pulled off all of those that were part of this, and they sold for $25. I paid $3 for the whole thing. and then I'm selling off these little pieces. For this one sold for $11.99 free shipping. So I'll make like $2-3, but I've made money on the thing overall, and I'm making a little bit of money, and I have more listings in my store. Silicone camouflage size 9 ring sold for $6 free shipping. Or plus shipping. I couldn't do $6 free shipping. That wouldn't make any sense. So these are selling for $12.88 free ship, including the shipping. And I had like 25 of them, and they have been just really clicking off pretty quickly. I've been pleasantly surprised. They sat around in the death pile for 2 years because I was like, that was a bad buy. Nobody's ever going to buy it. It's going to be a pain in the butt to list. And then it turned out to not really be a pain in the butt to list. And they've sold they sold one every day for the first week, and they've sold one a week for the last one every couple of days, even for the last couple of weeks. So I'm going to sell through them pretty fast. I think this black one is the last black one that I had, and I sold through all the black ones, and then I still have camo. This Gravedigger, I found 2 of these in the last year. This would have had the big, huge tires on it. There's also a Shark Megalodon. This one got chewed by somebody's dog, so it's not worth as much, but we made money on this guy. I paid $4.99. He did not come with a remote. And this piece is big and awkward, and so depending on where it's going, it might be a little bit expensive to ship. It did sell for $35 free shipping. Let's go ahead and look at the shipping label, and we'll see if we can tell where. So 1610 by 6 is what I put in as the dimensions. But that feels short because that's more than 16. That's probably going to be just for you guys' enjoyment. Yeah, like 20. Yeah, so even 20 by 10 by 10, I can get this. Oh gosh, it goes clear up to $20 when you go 10 by 10. Let me figure out what it's actually going to cost to ship, and I'll put it back up. Because yeah, the UPS ground, and the problem is that these sell to both times have sold to California. So I mean, but even if it cost me $20 to ship, I'm already in profit on the thing, and that's $15. Probably leaves me $7, $8, $10 in profit depending on how much I'm paying. But I will put it in a box and put the right dimensions in, and we'll figure out exactly what it costs me to ship. I would rather not only make $5 on that because it's so expensive to ship, but $35 free shipping is what they sell for. So either it's worth selling or it's not, but you're not going to get more than $35 free shipping, and just hope that somebody buys it closer to you. Or yeah, I mean, you could market $20 plus $15 shipping or whatever. Market $15 plus $25 shipping, but the $35 free shipping, that's the market. That's where they sell. So either it's worth messing with listing that. Now the parts from that thing, the wheels sell. The remote, if you have it, sells really well. The battery sells. The motor that holds the front tire sells. The motor that holds the back tire sells. I actually have 2 of the frames, and people do have those listed. I don't know if they sell. Maybe I'll go ahead and list those. Okay, so the car body turned out to be 19, and there's another box in the middle of here. Don't think that I just stuck 2 boxes together and felt like that was going to hold. There's another box almost all the way through the middle of this. Anyway, this is a 6 by 6 by 8. And then, so it turns out to be 19 by 8 by 7, because while this says 6, it's really 7 on the outside. Inside dimension isn't the same. So 19 by 7 by 8. And it's probably 2 pounds. It's probably 3 pounds. I have a scale over there. I didn't weigh it yet. So that is $11 going USPS Ground Advantage. So then I will make some money. Whereas if Had it very much larger, but I measured this, and it's 19 by 7 by 8. Going to California, 11 bucks. Buyer paid 35. So I'll make a little bit of money on this. This is a Rise of the Beast. So it's Beast Wars, Optimus Prime, Smash Changer Optimus Prime. I paid like $3 or $4 for this guy at Goodwill, and he turns into a gorilla, and then he turns back into Optimus Prime if you know how to operate the dumb thing. But I do not really. I bet it has something to do with that. Anyway, I didn't pay very much for this as an action figure at Goodwill, and it sold for $24.99, free shipping. Dio, we picked up a bunch of records, paid like $200 for a bunch of media that included some Iron Maiden records and a whole bunch of cassettes and a whole bunch of CDs. Dio, a decent record, $20 plus shipping. Buyers all in at 26. And then I paid $60 to my wife's cousin for which was exactly half of price charting for a bunch of video games. And I had a buyer come in and pay me $1 for all of them but this one. And then this one sold for $55. And it's not in great shape. You can see like it's yellow, the cart's yellowed, and the there's some damage to the sticker. Like, this stuff does matter to a buyer, to a collector. These yellow spots, this looks almost like dog chew up here. The label has some scuffs on it, and that kind of stuff does matter a bit to the right collector, to who it matters. So that could have been a $60 or $65 game had it been in better shape. Sold for $55. I made money. My buddy made money on that, and I'm glad that we were able to get together on it. Okay, and these just sold for $10. I bet they're free shipping. Yeah, $10 free shipping. Part of one of a million pieces that I bought. I paid $2 for all of these pieces in this sandwich bag. 4 or 5 of them, I got to pull them out of here. 4 of them sold for $10. They keep selling. It's a really easy way to make money because I'll make like $2 or $3 on this transaction, and it's one of 25 or 30 transactions I'll get out of that. That's gonna be it for today. I'm gonna probably start doing some scheduled. We're gonna do videos on Tuesday and Friday, always releasing at 6 a.m. because I know a lot of you guys say you like that I release super early because then you get up and do your breakfast routine with me on in the background, and I appreciate you guys. But we're probably going to do a regimented schedule, try and grow the channel. I think that if 2025 doesn't result in monetization being making money, I may pull the plug on the channel, but we'll see what happens. I'm not saying if I don't start making a ton of money, but like, I'm spending a lot of time and making very little money, making no money. I'm like $100 every other month. Like, it isn't. So anyway, I'm gonna have some goals. I'll probably write them all down and lay it all out, but we're gonna fix up the shop, make the YouTube channel grow, and make a whole lot more money in 2025. But this is probably the last video for 2024 because I'm just dealing with a whole bunch of stuff with the family being sick and the holidays and everything, because, you know, got lots of kids. Thanks for watching. Thanks for all the support. You guys are amazing. We're gonna get all of this stuff packaged and out the door, and we'll see you guys on the next one.